Hello everyone and welcome back to Voxel Tales. My name is Dan and this is episode 14 of our modded Minecraft journey. Between episodes I've been collecting and preparing because today's the day we finally start building, well, a building in Podnik Village. Less than a stone's throw from our front door is Iris's tiny house that she also operates her business out of. That's entirely my fault. I didn't properly think through where I was building the shed and now there's no room for either of us to have any frontage or to put in a street. So what do we do about it? Well, the obvious answer is that we remove Iris's house. It's the smaller of the two buildings and so would be easiest to remove. On the other hand, we could remove the shed and build something new elsewhere, but that would require a lot more work. Option 3, we give Iris a good reason to move, and that is the option I've decided to go with. So as I said, I've been preparing, and it's been quite the grind. I've cleared out this area ready to accept the building, and these double chests are rammed to the gills with all the bits it's going to take to build. The design I made ended up using materials that I don't actually have, so Philo, Luggage and I had to go on a couple of resource gathering jaunts to pastures new. The explorer's compass took me to a teensy regular desert surrounded by one made of pink sand and badlands, but it got the job done. Then we flew for miles in the opposite direction to get some dark oak saplings. Turns out I've never encountered an actual dark oak tree in 14 episodes. We also found some ancient oak that seems to be even darker than dark oak, so that was neat. Back home I scraped mending off a fishing rod and this claymore and applied them to our axe and pickaxe, so our primary equipment can all now be repaired before they break. For the floor of this build I'd chosen some decorative mud tiles, and discovered that in order to make mud I had to pour water from a bottle onto dirt. One at a time. Deciding that this was dumb, I made a watering can, reasoning that I could fill it and deal with at least a few blocks before needing a refill. But no, because why would that be a thing? I also established that in order to make the tiles, the mud needed to be combined with wheat to make packed mud. Why do I always pick blocks that take a lot of fannying about to make? To make wheat harvesting less of a chore, I made this rather handsome looking scythe out of rubies, genuinely pleased to use them for something. It replants while it harvests, which will save a bunch of time until we get some automatic farms set up. Right, so making mud one at a time was tedious and stupid and I wasn't having it, so I decided to force my brain into coming up with something less dumb. As I was utilising the fullest extent of my immense IQ in order to come up with something truly groundbreaking and satisfying for you to marvel at, I got attacked by a pillager raiding party.
Oh no! Anyway,
I installed some new ventilation in them and eventually constructed this. As you can see, a mechanical pump pulls a constant supply of water from this infinite water source and dumps it into the basin where the powered mixers combine it with dirt to make mud. The smart chute is set to only let mud pass and deposits it in the chest underneath. I know, I'm surprised I figured that out on my own as well. Must be all those points I keep putting into intelligence. Now, as I mentioned before, this build needs dark oak. A lot of dark oak. So I replaced all the deployer filters on the tree farm with dark oak saplings. That way we should have a ton in no time. Alright, let's fire this bad boy up. You know, feel free to stop raining any time. I promise I won't be offended. Ah yes, the waiting. My favourite part. A tree did eventually grow, but remember when I said this? Although it seems to be missing those two trees in the middle. I'll have to figure that out eventually. Maybe it can't cut at such a tight angle. Yeah, well, turns out eventually is right now. It should be a fairly easy fix. I'll just remove the innermost deployer and saws from both sides and reattach them onto the ends. I'm sure that's fine. It does expand the footprint of the farm a little, but that's nothing a little landscaping and a bigger fence can't accommodate. Obviously it needs re-gluing. And the interface needs nudging over slightly. Okay, that should be good to turn it back on. With fresh dark oak logs flowing, I could get to the exciting job of crafting up and stripping it all. I'll spare you the rest of the hours of resource gathering and instead probably injure myself for your amusement. As you can see, I built a grappling gun. Ow! The plan is to use it to get around the building without constantly erecting and removing dirt scaffolding. I should just be able to fire a line up like so, and scale right up to the highest heights. Ow! Okay, so, as you can see, this thing is motorized, and apparently the rope is long enough to go all the way over the shed. Good to know. So this grapple gun is part of the grappling hooks mod and has loads of upgrades. But there is another grapple gun which comes with the companion mod, so I'm going to make one of those and see which one I prefer. Okay, let's test it. Ow! I kinda like this. To the lamppost! Ow! Well, I guess I'm just gonna keep both on hand for now. Alright, enough prattling around, let's get building. It actually snowed a little bit during that storm. I'm gonna have to talk to Gus about getting a coat made. That awkward moment when you made a load of concrete powder and didn't turn it into actual concrete. It's for the elevator shaft, because yes, I decided to install an elevator instead of stairs, mostly to show off that we now have Create 0.5.1, and elevators are very easy to make. Downstairs toilet, obviously. Going upstairs every time you needed to go would be a pain. I know that time lapses aren't for everyone, so feel free to skip ahead if you don't want to watch. Although, chances are, if you are one of those people, then you already did. Are they gone? Right, it's just you and me now, the non-skippers. And just so you know, I appreciate you. If you're one of the no-skip crew, go write "I'm a non-skipper" in the comments so I know. Okay, that's the shop done, now we move on to the apartment above. She'll have everything that she needs up here: bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, open plan living and dining area, the lot. Nearly there, the roof's going on now. I just realised that I didn't provide any loft access. Now well, that's something we can add down the road. And there we go. Okay, still one or two bits left to do before we have a good look around. Somehow I installed this roller door wrong, for instance, so I've got to rip that back out and fix it. And... what? That's still wrong? There we go. Alright, that should just leave us with the elevator. Right, let's do this. See, the original plan was to use the schematic cannon to build this place. I made a schematic and everything, and when I tried to test it, I was informed that some of the blocks were incompatible. So here we are. Maybe next time. Okay, so we assign floors using these redstone contacts. We have one on the lift and one that it syncs with on each floor. Like that. You see how it's lit up? Okay, glue the floor together. Put in some walls. This redstone link will connect to the button on the wall out there and call the lift to this floor. I love this grappling hook, it's so handy. Bugger! Once again, Dan can't count. Hang on. There we go. Beautiful. One of these contraption controllers will let us move the lift between floors when we're actually inside it. I made these thin iron vertical slabs to maximise space. And I've gone for this rather fetching sliding brass number for the door. So now we glue it all together. That ought to do it. Then it's up onto the roof where we make a little pokey hole access to the elevator shaft and the upper floor. Install the redstone contact for this floor. And then we should just be able to activate the elevator pulley. We need power first. I briefly considered installing water wheels out back of the building, but decided I was just being lazy and needed to bring power over from the windmill. So in went a tower of shafts, made a waypoint so I could see where I was heading, and dug a tunnel in nice straight lines over to the building. Not too bad, I'm only off by a couple of blocks. Then it was just a case of running shaft lines over to where I intended to tap into the power, and connecting it all up with gearboxes. Yes, power! Okay, now we engage the elevator pulley, and boom, elevator. Aside from a small glue issue, we were in business. Okay, let's say we have a little look around. Right off the bat, I will say that it's not totally finished. I want to add a few details with the Chisels and Bits mod eventually, but not today. Outside we've got these lovely creeper vines that Iris can expand over time if she wants to. Then we have these window boxes. They were filled in my creative world, but I figure it's only fair that Iris puts whatever she wants into them. Probably need to make a sign at some point, but it's not like everybody won't know whose shop this is. Alright, moving inside, I've tried to keep things looking thematically appropriate. Over here we've got more flower boxes, which again Iris can fill with whatever she wants. I've put in these barrels for extra storage. These hanging products I imagine would be used for seeds and fertilizers and things of that nature. And there's some more over there. I mean, she can change anything she doesn't like, obviously. I've given her plenty of counter space so she can stand back here and interact with customers. I love this little cash register from the Yushia mod. Back here I've embedded her a gardening table into the floor. Obviously it's very important to have proper official workstations in the shop. There's plenty of floor space and she can hang other things from the ceiling as necessary. If she needs more room I could probably push the back wall back a little, but that would mean less space for the back room. Oh, I installed air conditioning. Gotta keep the temperature optimal for the plants. It might be a good idea to add an employees only sign here in the future. Through here is the back room receiving area. Again, plenty of shelving. Oh, and a free bird. Not many properties come with those. Nice big industrial sink, always good to have one of those for cleaning pots, etc. I put in a mop and bucket, but she can add her own trade-specific tools back here. As you saw, we have the big receiving door for deliveries and such. Downstairs toilet, very basic, but it gets the job done. Or rather, it lets you get the job done. Okay, let's jump onto the lift and head up to the living quarters. Given her a good-sized kitchen with plenty of cupboard space. I've gone for the dark oak look throughout, I just think it looks classy. Pantry and storage area through here with a chest freezer for anything that won't fit in the kitchen one. Given her some cabinets and side tables, again, she can replace anything she doesn't like. There wasn't a lot of space for the bathroom, but it's functional and this shower could be replaced with a tub in theory. Nice big table for dinner guests, board games, or D&D, I'm not sure what she's into. I love this cozy, intimate entertainment area. It's a smaller space, but we have a big sectional for lots of seating potential. I've deliberately left the walls empty so she can put up her own pictures and artwork. And then finally we have the bedroom, which has this gorgeous wraparound window. It's also got window boxes so she can fill them with plants and flowers and things. You can still see the shed from here if that's important. I've given her a massive bed upgrade from the small one she has in her current place. And plenty of cupboards because, you know, you can never have too much storage. So yeah, what do you reckon? Do you think Iris will like it? I hope so, or this will have been a colossal waste of time. Maybe I should have discussed this with her before I built it. I guess if push comes to shove, I could see if that Edwin guy wants it. He's a horticulturist and that's all plant-based, right? I don't know. I'll talk to her between episodes and we'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, if you made it to the end, thank you so much for sticking with me. If you liked the show, consider subscribing and leaving us a cheeky like or a comment below. I've been Dan, this has been Voxel Tales, and until next time, be good. And if you can't be good, don't get caught. Bye guys.